This is Neil Schneider for MTBS-TV at SVVR 2017. To my immediate right is Steve Hanstead. He's the Make VR product manager with Sixense. Welcome to the program, Steve.
Thank you. It's good to be here. It's good to see you again, by the way.
The pleasure is mine. So, congratulations, Sixense, along with HTC, I gather, have launched Make VR, yes?
Yeah, we're really excited about it. It was just launched on Monday, March 27th, and it's been a long time coming, but Sixense partnered with HTC and bringing it to the Vive, and again, we've just launched on Viveport, and it's happy times.
So for those unfamiliar, what is Make VR? What does it do?
Make VR, tagline, it's a fully immersive 3D content creation experience. At its core level, it's a CAD engine, a professional CAD engine out of Dassault in France, the spatial ASUS CAD engine, that we have subtly hid under a really natural and intuitive two-handed interface.
Okay, wait, let's rewind a little bit.
Yes.
What's a CAD engine?
A CAD engine, computer-aided design.
When you say CAD, I'm hearing CAT, and I'm thinking, wow, you got some...
Yes, CAD, yeah, computer-aided design. So this is a professional-grade modeling tool, an industry standard tool that for creating solid models that we have hiding underneath a very cool two-handed interface. So it's very natural and easy to interact with, create content, send them off to a printer, send it off to other applications.
So what I'm hearing is normally it would be a very complicated process to use a CAD engine, and this, I take it, this simplifies it?
There can be a steep learning curve with CAD engines, and this very much simplifies it. It's you're interacting with content in a natural fashion. You're using your two hands, you're grabbing objects, you're scaling them, stretching them, you're moving space around you. It's a 3D multi-touch. It's directly equivalent to your standard 2D multi-touch on phones and tablets, but you're doing it in a three-dimensional space all around you. So everyone sort of understands that, and it's very easy for people to pick up.
So what's the use case for this?
The initial use case is targeted for makers, for 3D print enthusiasts. It's giving novice modelers, aspiring modelers, the chance to come in and use a professional grade CAD engine with a really low learning curve. On day one, they can get in there after 7 minutes of training, basically, start building real content, such as, fire hydrant, castle. These objects here were modeled up with users at very little training and sent right off to a printer, because these are solid models we're working with. So when you're slicing and joining and cutting things, everything is stitched very cleanly. Watertight is the industry term. So they can go right to a printer without needing any tune-up.
You're hiding the big stuff there. You got another model there too.
This with two hands. Yeah. So this object, it spins. We one of our interns modeled this up in Make VR after a day or so of playing, and we printed that in our office. In 3 sections, glued it together because we just have a small printer. We're not.
Now I have to ask, very important question.
Yes.
I was looking at this castle and I was wondering where did you put the kitchen?
Oh, the kitchen's on the second floor in the tall tower.
All right, good stuff. So another question for you. So Make VR, why was it beneficial to do an application like this in virtual reality? Why not just on a desktop?
Because it's sort of a simple concept, but also complicated. When you're working with 3D models, it's so much more fun to work with them in a 3D environment. So, I'm not slamming any packages, right? I mean, people have been working in 3D models with 2D interfaces for decades. But, mouse and keyboard, it's not a natural way to interact with 3D geometry. When you're inside the tool itself and you're looking at geometry and manipulating it in a 3D environment, it just fits.
Do you find the result is closer to the virtual result when you're, like what I mean by this is, are you more likely to have an accurate outcome when working with it in virtual reality than you would just on, let's say, a computer screen?
It depends really on your application. I mean, this first launch of Make VR is what we're terming as advanced freeform modeling. So you have access to all the Boolean capabilities of the CAD engine. You have sweeps, you have cuts, joins, etc. And you can build some really cool content. I mean, this object here, the castle, for instance, was built with just the freeform tool, so you can do a lot. We're going to be coming out with precision tools. We're going to keep adding to this because we do have access to all the functionality of the CAD engine. So the end goal, it really depends upon what what you're trying to accomplish is. I mean, we're not trying to replace the SolidWorks of the world of the AutoCADs. I mean, this is not designed to be a super highly detailed dimensioning application. This allows you to do will allow you to do a lot of precision for proper alignments and things, but when you're getting down to micro circuitry and gears and dimensioning, we're not trying to go there, because, not right now anyway, because that's a tougher nut to crack in VR, because again, everything has to run smoothly and interact in a natural fashion.
There's clearly an artistic process with this as well. In your experience, do you think it takes less time to produce 3D content with virtual reality than it would through other means?
Again, it depends upon the user. And artistic is a good phrase, because this application was designed by an artist to have an artistic feel to doing the real work. So, like any modeling tool, like any application, it depends upon the individual user's natural abilities and skill and practice and such. I'm not as artistic as I would like to be, so I can't, I don't do as well as like some of our interns that graduate from the Academy of Art and just have that artistic bend to themselves. So again, it depends on the user, but you can get in there and just in a free-form style, let the content sort of lead you where you want to go. It's sort of like modeling jazz in a way. I mean, you don't have to go in there with a concept. You just start playing around and see something start to form and then follow that.
So, good stuff. So from the point of view of an enthusiast or someone who wants to take advantage of Make VR, what does it go for? What's involved?
In terms of...
How much is it for the software?
Well, the Make VR just launched on Viveport, and we're selling it for $19.99. So if you have a Vive, we welcome you to jump in there and try it out. It really is a lot of fun, and you don't need any prior skills. I mean, there are in-app tutorials that walk you through in a very friendly fashion how the tool works, how to navigate yourself through space, how to interact with objects and perform the function. So it's an extremely low learning curve. So no skill required. Any age, any ability.
And I think it will work with any standardized 3D printer?
Yeah, it exports STL files, which will go, that's the sort of default format for 3D printer. So you can export STLs to any printer. We're integrated with Shapeways. So with one button click inside the tool, it'll launch up the Shapeways browser, assuming you have an account, and you'll see your content spinning around in the previewer. Then you just select your material and your quantity, etc. But yeah, export to any 3D printer. We also export OBJs, so anything built in here can be brought to Max, Maya, Unity, Unreal, etc. It's...
All right.
Share everything.
Good stuff. Well, thank you so much for joining us.
My pleasure. Thank you for being here and playing.
This is Neil Schneider for MTBS-TV at SVVR 2017. We will, of course, be back with more. Thank you for watching.